Welcome to Medicine with the Metals. I'm Mark, and this is Michelle, and we're here to share ours and yours psychedelic stories and the healing power of these psychedelics too, huh, Michelle?
That's right. That's right. We love these Wednesdays. We love doing these podcasts.
Yes, we do.
Talking about information and education of plant medicines and people's experiences.
Yeah, we've had a really pretty cool week. We're getting a puppy.
We are getting a puppy. I know everybody out there wants to hear that. We're going to show her next week when we bring him home.
Yeah, we get our little puppy. A lot of other good things. We've renamed the directory. Well, that more to come on that soon, really soon. And today we have a really good guest. It was the guest that we She
won the giveaway to Om Jungle Medicine, Miss Sonia Poole, and we're so excited to hear about her experience. We love Om Jungle Medicine and the Shanenawa tribe.
It's one of our coolest vetted retreats, the Shanenawa tribe. They're amazing, amazing people. We'll talk more about them later on. You know, they're going through some really hard times right now, and we'll get more into that with some discussions coming up.
We'll hear about Sonia's experience, and I think we'll just take a short break, and as soon as we get back, we'll bring her on.
We'll talk to Sonia.
Tired of feeling like you're barely holding on? Are you searching online for answers, only to come up with more questions? Looking for ways to feel better and make life more livable? There is a way where you can feel better and take on the world. Transforming your mental health, nourishing both your body and mind. Embark on a journey to lasting happiness and vitality, all powered by the wisdom of Mother Earth.
Today's very exciting because we have Sonia Poole. She won the giveaway to Om Jungle Medicine. She was there with the beautiful Shanenawa tribe. We talked to her a little bit before, and now she's back to talk about her experience. Welcome, and thank you so much for coming on and talking with us.
Oh, thank you. I mean, what a prize gift to receive. So thank you so much, and to the tribe and to the jungle. What a beautiful experience beyond anything I could have ever imagined. Everything about it was amazing and beautiful. And
let's dive into this a little bit. Let's start with, I think you told me before the show, this was your third ayahuasca experience. Now, something had to happen in these previous two that you went to entertain the medicine again. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, the first time I did the medicine, it actually brought up a lot of anger for me, and I wanted to know the answers of everything the grandmother was telling me, like right away, without maybe doing the work. It was a little frustrating at first, and I was like, for sure, I'm never going to do that again. I mean, what the heck?
Right.
And then
most of us feel that way.
Later, I was like, I think I can sit with the medicine again. Another ceremony came up. And then as I went to that ceremony, I had also won the contest.
So very cool. So was this your first time to Costa Rica?
It was my first time ever to Costa Rica. And I went by myself. I'm married for 30 years this year in May. And I arrived to Liberia and then got a ride to Samara. And then got a ride with some guys who are going up to sit in ceremony and hope that they were safe and taking me to the best place they could. And, got there and it was amazing. Like everything about the land is just beautiful.
And you met our dear sister Angel.
Yeah, Angel is so beautiful, so gracious, such a beautiful dream that she has to share with everyone. And the maloca, I mean, while I was lying there, I was thinking, I wish I could know who made this so I could tell them like how great it is, right? And Daniel was actually lying across from me on the other side of the maloca. And
It is probably the most beautiful maloca
I've
I've ever
ever
seen.
seen.
And so let's get into like you arrived at Om Jungle Medicine, which by far is a beautiful, beautiful place. It's way up there in the mountains, probably really as tall up in the mountains as you can get up there. Beautiful
With
land
the monkeys.
with the monkeys and the birds, and just a beautiful place.
There's that
So
beautiful maloca.
how were you feeling when you
Arrived.
tell people how you were feeling when you first arrived there?
And had you been following the dieta?
A little bit. I mean, I did have toast in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I did, which came up in ceremony.
Of course. Probably a lot more than that came up in ceremony. So,
Literally, the toast came up.
yeah.
But when you
for the most
arrived, were you
part-
feeling apprehensive?
No, I wasn't feeling apprehensive. I was feeling like this is a beautiful space. This is definitely where I belong for the moment, and just being in the present, the gift.
Did you stay in the women's dorm?
Yes, and
Beautiful.
it was lovely. It was beautiful to meet everyone and speak to all the different people that were showing up. A couple of the people I had seen in the airport, one of the guys was on my flight. Like I read
Cool.
his tattoo, so that was funny. Like,
Awesome.
and yeah, and then you go down to the maloca and pick your spot. I mean, I felt good as soon as I went in there and comfortable, being that I had experienced it before, even though every experience is going to be different. I did feel super comfortable.
Mhm.
And then when the tribe came and everyone who was holding space, Angel and her daughter Heaven were there, and yeah, I felt.
Can we dive into that a little bit? When the tribe arrives, just dive into that because it's pretty cool.
Even before that, you go and you sit in the maloca and you get down there about 5 or 6, and then the tribe comes about 8 or 9. So
Right.
you're really sitting there for about 3 hours
anticipation.
preparing and listening. I get chills. I have chills all over my body. I mean, I remember this, it was only 4 months ago, but and you sit there and you're waiting, and then they come in. I'm going to start crying. They come in and it's such like a majestical scene,
It is.
Oh, it is. He comes in and he's all in his attire, and he's followed by all the people and Janaea, and oh my God, it's like out of a movie, isn't it?
I hope you save that clip, Brian.
She nailed it. That is exactly what it's like.
So so then you get there, the tribe arrives, and it is like Michelle says, and you say it's a beautiful thing. So go tell people about from
let's
there.
hear about your first night.
Your first night.
And then you take the medicine, and right away, I mean, I was like, whoosh, this is like the strongest medicine I had ever felt. I mean, I was, feeling the medicine. Also, you had you recommended that I go outside to do the rape or hape, however some people call it differently. And so I was like, yeah, I have done it before. And then I went outside.
Let's hear this. Let's get him ready.
What's coming.
And then I got so nervous because I was like, I saw the man in front of me had done it, and then he fell to the ground like first time, only the first nostril. And I was like, what is going on? And then the second one, and then the second person went. And so I ran over to somebody and I said, I said I had done this before, but never like that. I've never done it like that. And I don't know. He's like, just tell him that it's your first time. So I didn't really say anything. I also noticed that if you say you want a little bit, then maybe he's just putting a little more and smiling at you.
Yes.
I don't mean to laugh, but
Yeah,
the man can definitely, the man Page definitely knows your energy. He's there to really assist you in all this. He knows he has so much of lineage and eons of years and training of doing this. And
well, lifetimes.
it is like I do a lot of hape, and that is something I've never experienced.
So
Like,
tell me, so you walk up and he did it in the first nostril. Did you make it to 2 nostrils?
I did make it to 2 nostrils, but I gotta say, I was walking backwards the whole time.
Okay. Did you fall down? Did you go to the ground? Did they have to pick you up?
I didn't fall down. They like that's another thing, like how well supported you are.
oh
Yes.
yes, so
Entire
supportive. Yeah.
time, like
Yes.
how held you are, how every somebody knows where you are at all times. It seems very and so even to sometimes we might worry about other people in our journey, we get caught up, and I was reminded that it wasn't my job to have to do that. And also like I just felt held the entire time, like in such a beautiful way, and there was no time that I felt like frightened or worried. I felt like I'm just gonna go through this journey like the ocean.
Tell me what the hape the effect that it had on you, because a couple of things with that hape. First of all, that was the first time in the 4.5, 5 years that I've been doing plant medicines that I actually thought I was going to die. I actually thought I was going to die for about 10 minutes. And then when I got over that and realized that I was actually going to live, something happened, and that man blew a hole through every single one of my chakras, right up clear to the heavens. And things started pouring into me that I've never experienced that before. It was the most powerful experience of my life, that hape experience. It was so beautiful.
I think because it's how he introduces that. I mean, you've just drank medicine at 9, and then you drink at 1, or about that. It's whenever he wants. And then you go into that hape session, and then you drink the medicine again.
I didn't want to do the hape because Angel said everybody goes Friday night, nobody ever goes back Saturday night, and so I was pretty scared of that hape. But I wanted what he had. I wanted him to blow his energy into my body and mind. So what was it like for you?
So it was beautiful. I mean, it was super clearing. Like you say, it's this energy that comes through you that's like all of a sudden you have this whole different perspective and clearness in the head. And then I was really sitting there observing everyone. I was on the step, and this was so beautiful. Angel came out, and she was sitting on the step, and we were just sitting on the step watching what was happening. And then she was like, "Look, it's God's hospital." And I was like, "Oh."
I know.
She says that.
Yeah.
That's a great terminology. Because it really is. And the more every time we dive into these stories, it's the same story. I mean, it's the same. It's the results you get. It's what you do with it afterwards. So let's go into your second night, because
real quick though, did you go and drink the 3rd cup? Because for everybody who doesn't know, the Brazilian ceremony, you go and you drink 3 different brews throughout the night. I only made it to 2. Did you drink all 3 times?
No, I think I just did 2.
Yeah.
I might have done 3. It's like hard to, because then when you come home, it all like blends into one a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
But the second night was definitely like with more. I don't know how you say. Maybe it's because you already have the medicine in you from the night before. I don't know. But as soon as I walked in to the maloca at 5, it was like this whoosh. Like I felt like I was back in the medicine, and I hadn't took the medicine yet. And then
that feeling is very
powerful.
Super deep. And and also, like, I don't want to forget, because after the first night on Saturday morning, we did like an integration by the pool with Angel, and it was beautiful. There was like 22, 21 people there. So powerful, so important. So bringing everyone together, especially when people are so open-hearted and you're in, you know, a sacred hoop and you are sharing these really deep stories, and then you can, whatever, we all kind of like have a judgment about a person or think, oh, their life must be better, whatever we're thinking in our heads, right? But when people share their story just like so purely and honestly, it's just so beautiful, and all you have is compassion and empathy and your heart opening and expanding. Like,
And these are your people, you know, I mean, it's like going through war with somebody, the people that you
yeah.
drink medicine with. It's like, those are your comrades, you know?
Isn't it amazing that we all have these experiences too? They're all the same, you know,
Well, they're
we all-
individual, but
yeah.
they're so similar.
Yeah, very similar.
And even now we're still on a WhatsApp group together.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. And then we went to the second evening where whoosh, as soon as I walked in, and some people felt like maybe they didn't feel it. We all feel it in different ways. She shows up how she wants to show up. She's the grandmother, and she's doing the work, and so maybe it, you know, it's all like peeling layers of the onion. So maybe if you're not feeling it, it's like these first layers are coming off. But I mean, I was thinking, what? Who said they didn't feel it enough? Because this one is so even more strong, and I'm so feeling it the second I took it. And that night was really deep.
Explain what deep is. Like when you say deep, go into a deep journey. Explain to the audience.
Deep for me, if everyone's a little different, everyone's having their own journey, everyone's in their own dream. Deep for me was just going deep within, and seeing what showed up, feeling like this crying to start. And I happen to be behind Angel, so she's so in tune, right? She really knows her stuff. Like she's amazing. And so she had turned around to just say some things to me and kind of knew exactly where I was and helped me through in the most perfect way that it could come up. And I was crying from the depths of my soul. I guess that's what I would mean by deep. A cry that I don't know the last time I might have cried like that. Like, yeah. Really.
And how about some purging? I know crying is a form of purging.
Oh, that's the biggest form. And
of
that
course.
form, I think of those tears, how much trauma you ridden. You probably ridden a lot of trauma.
Well, I mean, I feel different. I feel.
And how long has it been?
I don't even know how to explain exactly how I feel. I feel like things have shifted. Energy has moved. I feel lighter. I feel like more able to walk forward in who I am, regardless of where I am. Like, it's going to be okay in a way.
And how long ago have you been back?
Oh, the weekend of the 10th, and it's the 13th. So, a month, I guess, a little over a month it's been. But I will say this too, every time that I talk about the medicine, it does bring up like I could cry every single time. It's so beautiful. And so profound. And the tribe, the
Shanenawa.
Yeah, I mean, they were just on Saturday when you feel like you're in it so deep and it's so powerful, the medicine, when they're singing, I was just like, oh God, please don't let them stop singing, because I felt like it was a lullaby, and I was just like being a baby and being held in the songs. The songs get you through. They're just so authentic, and you can't really.
The songs help you navigate your journey. And they really, at some moments, they help you purge your journey.
Ew,
I
they
mean,
do.
the
Depends
songs
on
can
the song.
really, the song can really help you purge. And, you know, my experience with them was life changing.
I always say the purge is like a purge from the depths of your soul too.
Mhm.
I mean, I didn't have like a crazy ton of purge, but it was more what was going on, I guess, in my mind or in my head, or
And the music
You-
helps navigate that, you know, and the music there, especially because they're playing it, they're playing the instruments and singing. And sometimes I'd be so lost in it, I couldn't figure out if it was live music or it was so powerful. And at one point I remember going, and everybody has to understand this maloca. It's got this wooden floor, and it's built
Massive.
over ayahuasca vines. And the floor, the way the music vibrates through it, the vibrations in that maloca are just it's unheard of. So I would just go and lay on the floor in front of them, just lay flat on my stomach and just feel the music come through me. And holy shit, it was just the most powerful experience I've ever had.
it really is. It really is. And then the angel was like, if you get up and dance, you'll feel better. And I was like, oh. All right, I'll just try it. Okay, finally get up and dance, and I'm like, woo, I'm feeling better. You know? Yeah, you do feel better too. It kind of helps to move it through if that's possible for you. Everyone's experience is different. Everyone's going through something, right? We're all going through something so powerful, so powerful.
Can you share, if you're comfortable, a little bit about what sort of healing you found in this journey? Did anything specific come up, or was it more of a generalization of I'm okay and I'm connected?
It was a deep release from the womb of many things that maybe I'd held on to from so many years. You know, it's like, and we really hold on to that, or we are holding on to things that we released, but we're still reacting in the same way. Where I'm like not reacting in the same way because I don't even have that to hold on to.
Because you released it. And that's what that purge is.
Like
You
a
said
real
something.
release.
Yeah,
You know?
like when you explain that purge, you explained it really well, because it's not like a purge, you have the flu, you go throw up. It is from the depths of your soul. And sometimes you don't even projectile anything. Sometimes it's just noises
roar.
and
It's
roars and
animalistic.
it's these medicines work. I mean, wouldn't you agree? These medicines will
Well,
really
if I could
root
just
these
throw
traumas.
something in
Sure,
about
go
that
ahead.
purge, you are releasing not only years since you were born of your own trauma, but sometimes generations of trauma. So you're letting go of things that
Aren't even
you've been
yours.
carrying, your mom's been carrying, your grandmother's been carrying, that aren't even
Yes.
yours, and you're releasing them.
And those stuck tears that we have, you know, those stuck tears that we can't get out, that's still because we still have that pain inside of us. So I suggest I suggest you release those tears to get this trauma out, because it's the only way you can do it. If you keep holding it in, you're just going to keep reprocessing, because I think tears, I might use laughter when I'm really in a moment, but tears are definitely a big major release, you know. And if you can revisit those tears without that energy, it really helps manage these journeys.
And
I'm really proud of you.
Mother Aya allows you to be vulnerable enough to do that. Even 4 months afterwards, Mark and I are still crying. It's
Yeah,
that powerful.
I cry because I think the connection that you had with the tribe
It's
and
the same one
Michelle,
we had.
and it's really powerful.
Yeah, it is so powerful and so healing. A lot of people would say, why would you want to go somewhere and
And explain why.
throw up or whatever it is for you and purge? And these are my thoughts, are that why would you want to take a pharmaceutical drug that has like 10 hidden maybe things that could happen to you before, the list, or after you use this, you could go blind and deaf and all the things that the contraindications or whatever the list is, like take this for this, but you might get this. Why would you want to do that? And when the dis-ease comes into our body and makes a home and causes the disease.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard anyone with cancer say that it was an easy, fun way to get rid of. I don't hear people saying chemo was super great for me and I never got sick and threw up. And if you think about it, pharmaceuticals, most of them are derived from plants. So it's like almost just like trying to hide the medicine of the plant in this laboratory and this made process. And also people have I right now I think a lot of people also are like, why would you want to just go trip out off your head? And it's not really like that. Like maybe some people would say hallucinate what am I saying?
Hallucinogenic.
Yeah, but some people would say like, oh, that was my, guides coming in to
How about this though? How about if we weren't told that hallucinogenics were bad back in the 60s and this was like what the proper way to heal should have looked like for the last eons as we've been healing? How about if we were never told that? It wouldn't be called tripping. It'd probably be called healing. So we've been manipulated to, I have to say, ayahuasca, 5-MeO, iboga, these are big medicines. I mean, I don't suggest anybody running out there and going to do ayahuasca. I mean, psilocybin's a different breed. Psilocybin's going to have its own category. I think that's a very reliable medicine for what we're looking for in the Western world. But, when you're deep diving into really these deeper medicines, like these deep medicines, I mean, you're really at that next level of really, like make or break, I mean, especially in the beginning. And then you see, like you said, these medicines work. They work. So we go back and we don't go back to trip. We go back to heal. Right.
I totally agree. I mean, if you look at, let's just say the Shanenawa tribe, I mean, they don't use pharmaceuticals, right?
No,
and
not
they're
at all.
thousands of years on this earth. They've never used pharmaceuticals. They don't even know what that is, right? They use these indigenous medicines. They don't call it tripping. They call it healing. They call it medicine.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, you said it, and I say it all the time. All pharmaceuticals, well, I have looked it up the last time, about 80% have some form of plant matter in it. And then we cover it up with these chemicals because the government runs big pharma and it's all a big money monopoly. At the end of the day, we're not healing fucking nothing with these pharmaceuticals. All we're doing is masking symptoms. When you go on these plant medicine journeys, when you go on these deep healing journeys, you're not only healing, you're healing at cellular levels where these pharmaceuticals just don't do this. They'll never will.
Well, you were talking about saying like, oh, maybe in the womb healing, and we all come from the womb, so we all have that womb healing, whether especially if we are female on this planet, whether we have a pet bird or a pet rock or a pet plant. Like whether that we're mothering that, we still can be in the womb medicine. We still are considered a mother. And but what I was saying about that is we're healing like 7 lineages before us, and that will come after us. It's deep, deep work. And no, I wouldn't recommend that just anyone go and think they're going to go on vacation and come out and thinks that things haven't shifted for them. It's a big shift. It's a big step. It's a lot of you have to, I would suggest you to be in a practice. And I would say this about the tripping, that a lot of the things that I have seen in the ayahuasca or the mushrooms or of either of those ceremonies, I have seen in my meditations with nothing, because I woke up in the morning and did Kundalini. I mean,
right.
And I remind people that.
It's all about getting out of your consciousness.
Sonia, you had drank ayahuasca 2 times previously. Was that in the United States that you drank?
It was out in the desert. So the teacher, the maestro, he was taught from Peruvian lineage. The medicine that we took was grown in Hawaii. I heard that a lot of places out here maybe use the medicine from Hawaii.
Did you find it to be a very different experience going to the jungle and drinking with the tribe? Because Mark and I definitely did. We've drank medicine in the United States quite a bit, and there's nothing like going to the Amazon and drinking it with us, the Shanenawa tribe.
Yeah, that was one of the things the teacher had said. He said, it's never going to be the same drinking it here. I didn't understand what he was saying. And then the second time I went out to some beautiful sacred land that we do sweat lodge to Mescal and hold ceremony on. It's on the Tule River. We did the Temescal first and then did the ayahuasca. That was with a Colombian tribe. And that was more like the Shanenawa, like people would dance around, where the Peruvian is very, the Icaros, you're in your own space. So every time was just different and beautiful, and I just was following the breadcrumbs and how it came up. I mean, yeah.
And what are you doing for integration? Because we think that's the most important part of the journey, right? Otherwise, I mean, I always say this, it's a journey. It could have been a cool one. It could have been a scary one, but it's just an experience. Without the integration, it's hard to realize the full benefits.
Oh, for sure. Like, I didn't have a lot of integration after the first one, which brought out a lot of anger, but looking back, I'm not surprised. Like, I always had that anger in me. So I worked a lot with anger. So I'm not really surprised that she brought that up. It was a lot of confusion. And maybe a little bit of laziness, where I just wanted to know the answers and not realize like that it's a journey. So you're maybe not going to know the answers. And if you actually do your practice, do your meditation every day is ceremony and ritual. So
every day,
how do we get up and participate in it? But that was like 2 years ago, where I definitely feel as a different space. And now, and the Shanenawa, like, there's nothing like having medicine in the jungle. I know they're going back at the end of August. I'm trying to get a group of friends to go back. I want to go back for that. Just they're so authentic and real. And
we're going to visit them in Brazil in July, so you should come with us.
We're going to their village.
Yeah, they're having a festival down there, and we're going and bringing a bunch of people from the plant medicine path. So get your posse together, and we'll all go.
He said, come to Brazil to the festival, right? And I said, I will go to your village if you come to where I do, we hold ceremony at the Tule River at wild places. So.
Do we agree? Because we'll come down there if he comes.
He said, but something like, I don't know if they have
get the passport.
passports.
Yeah, they don't have the passport.
They don't have passports.
So let me ask you before we end here a couple things. You said you've been married a while. Does your husband participate in plant medicines?
No, he's one of those ones who thinks like, I think he thinks like I just want to take every drug on the planet to like test it out, but I'm not taking like fentanyl or heroin or LSD. I mean, I just took the plant medicine to go with my friend to support her for her birthday. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that I was going to follow it, and I didn't know how deep I was going to go into it with the tribe. And yeah, I'm just following the breadcrumbs, but he is not interested. I find that people who have the most resistance, maybe in my head, I would say you need it the most.
Yeah, I would probably say that too, but his time will be maybe this life, next life.
What does he
but
think
it's pretty
of your
amazing.
Journey,
yeah, it's pretty
what does
amazing.
He think of your journey?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just be quite honest. He came to see me right when I got out of the jungle, and then we stayed in Costa Rica.
Good.
Yeah, Samara for a week. And it was rough. It was rough seas.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about it. I also might have been like, oh, I just got out of the jungle. I might have, because
I totally get that.
It's not easy to come back to your partner after drinking medicine, even if you drink it together. Yeah, it's really tough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because like, how can I move to Costa Rica?
The only thing bad about Samara is it's the hottest fucking place on earth.
So hot.
So hot.
So Sonia, what is next for you? What does integration look like for you moving forward, and what's next? And before you answer that, I want to tell you about, and maybe we already did, but there's a great integration call on Wednesday nights by Mr. Brandon Picard, who we had on last week. And it's a free call, and I'll send you the link, or it's on the Plant Medicine Path when we hang up. But 7 p.m. Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, free integration call. And it's a beautiful call. I still get on that call 5 years later. So that's an option for you.
I would so appreciate that. Like I said, we still, all of the group is on a WhatsApp together and separately. In my life, I do a daily Zoom meditation that I hold at 7 a.m. And I just try to keep in my practice. I practice Kundalini. I teach Kundalini. I also do sound bath and sound healing. And the big thing for me is to take myself to practice, not to always teach, not to always have to be the teacher, to enjoy the journey in taking the classes and taking other teachers' classes. And so, yeah, I just keep up with that. But I would love to be on a call on Wednesdays, especially with other people who've taken the medicine, because that's another thing. If you haven't had the experience, how would you be able to speak on it?
Yeah, we'll definitely get you
anything.
I will get you that information. Integration is really important. Some people find that they need a one-on-one integration. I needed that after one of my ayahuasca journeys, to really comprehend and understand, because it doesn't end when you leave the maloca in Costa Rica. The messages keep coming, and they'll keep coming for years. I mean, this is a lifelong, and once you have Mother Aya in you, she is in you for life. and she will keep giving you messages.
Mm.
So it's important to continue to integrate that forever.
Yeah, for real. Even I have like, cause it was pretty rough. Like for my relationship, I definitely was thinking like I could use some counseling of my own. I have also been through a lot this last year. I've just lost my dad in June, my teacher and mentor and best friend who brought me into Kundalini, who I've been friends with for 24 years, had passed away February the year before. So it was a year in February when I was actually in Samra doing the medicine. It was 1 year since Jen had passed away. So
Oh, wow.
So, I guess it's
There's
time
no
to. Yeah,
coincidences.
no coincidence at all. You know what? This was a great conversation, Sonia. I can tell you're a perfect example of somebody like in this process of you explain it well, you dove into it. You're a perfect example of somebody on this
Yeah,
path.
we'd love to keep talking with you. Maybe in another couple months, we'd love to have
Right,
you back on and
absolutely.
keep following your story, because I think it's important for people to, especially people who have never done medicine before, right? I mean, to see you before when you talked to us right when you got there, and then to see you a month later, and then maybe if we could check back in in another month or so and see how you're doing.
yeah, for sure. I would love that. I mean, I just have so much gratitude for this showing up. And I would like people to say when you ask for something, your prayers, and they show up, it's so easy to be like, I can't afford to go to Costa Rica. I can't afford to do that. I don't know what dates I'm going to do, all the things. And then I was like, wow, you're going to turn down your prayers that like Great Spirit showed you won a contest, for goodness sake, woman. So yeah, I just have deep gratitude for you, for your podcast, for the Shanenawa tribe, for Angel, for Jungle that feels like home, and for all of it. So beautiful.
And for yourself, because really you did it. You did it. You did all this.
For showing up. Mm-hmm.
You showed up for yourself, and that takes courage. Not everybody's willing to do that.
Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.
Shabbat, Shabbat.
Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat.
Shabbat, Shabbat.
There it is, Shayna. Shabbat, Shabbat.
Sonia Poole, just back from Costa Rica.
Really
that was
good.
very emotional.
Very good conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I just was tearful the whole time because, like you said, she's just so fresh from it. And I just know where she is. I mean, I know what she's feeling. I know what she just experienced. And it's really the most powerful thing that I've ever done.
We feel the feels.
I feel the feels, like Brandon would say.
Feel the feels.
Feel the feels, all the things, like she said. That was very cool.
It was.
We'll check back in with her in a couple months and see how she's doing.
And now what do we got? Our psychedelic
story. We love this.
Chris.
Let's see it. We love
Hope
these.
It's not my son.
I'm Chris, and this is my psychedelic story. My first experience with psychedelics. I was with a group. I was with a couple of friends. We were in Mexico, in Puebla. We went to camp and to some waterfalls. It was amazing. Everything was surrounded by water and by a lot of trees. The best thing about the psychedelic experience was like to experience a new kind of living, like to experience different sensations in my body, different kind of thinking in my mind, and something in my soul that connected with everything around me. The nature. I felt like I could hug a tree for my whole life. I wanted to live there. Like I want to live surrounded by nature. I wanted to live surrounded by animals, surrounded by insects, surrounded by rocks, by trees, by water, by fire, by all kind of nature. It was amazing. I kind of feel like a connection to everything that I'm surrounded. I feel connected to energy. And then I remember that I was in a rock. I was with my eyes blindfolded, and I remember that I felt so connected to my mother. I remember seeing myself when I was a child. I remember seeing me smile. I remember like the thoughts in my head were so so clear, and so full of love. Like if the only solution for the problems is love. I felt like so warm in my heart, so warm in my body, in my whole sensations. I felt warm, and I felt like everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. You just have to be with yourself. You just have to trust yourself. You just have to analyze your body, your mind, your spirit, and focus on what's good for you, what makes you happy, where you feel love, where you feel connected, where you feel valuable, where you feel good with yourself, and when you feel that you can improve, that you can make something better for this life, for others, for the world, for the planet. But I remember it was amazing. I remember I felt like I could feel the heat of the sun. I could feel like I could control the flight of a bird. So I felt like everyone's connected. Everything is connected in life. We are all connected, and we are here for something, for a reason. We're not here only for living and for working and for just making money or just living, right? We all have a reason. We all have a meant to be in here in this planet. And what mushrooms told me was like, everything's connected. Just be yourself, be good with people, treat people with kindness, treat people good, and everything will come back to you as the same way. So if you trust in you, if you trust in your process, if you trust in your own energy, in your own powers, in your own magic, everything in this world can be possible. Everything in this world can be real. It depends on what do you have in your heart, what do you have in your soul, what do you want to be, what do you want to share also. It was a good therapy for me to get to know me better, to feel that something bigger is around us, something that connects us is there, and you can feel it. You can feel it in your heart, you can feel it in your soul, you can feel it in all your body, right? So it was an amazing experience. I got some integration groups after that, and the best thing about psychedelics, I think, is that you can get to share your experience with another guy or with a couple of friends, and they can also share their experience, and you can share ideas, and you can make decisions around that. Yeah, make your own progress about that. Like if you talk about your trip with psychedelics with a lot of people that have been in psychedelics or are in this area, you can make different decisions. You can create different kinds of living. You can create another perspective in your mind. So you can switch from different perspectives, and you can grab different ideas from what you wanted and from what's best for you. So that was my psychedelic experience. It was amazing. It was I think that changed my life, changed my way of seeing things, changed my perspective of the whole world. And it was amazing, like having this medicine. And since that, I've been studying a lot about this, and I've been sharing a lot of things that happened in different trips that can improve this life. I think maybe I can do something better for the world, and share what I have to share. All that I ever wished is just in me. So I just have to trust in that, and trust in the world also, and trust in love. I think I have to trust in love, and everyone has to trust in love, and that's what psychedelics told me, and a lot of other things, but psychedelics definitely put like a huge idea of sharing love in my life and in everyone's life. I hope you have a good experience with psychedelics. Also trust in your soul, and this is not candies. I think it's medicine. So if you're gonna make psychedelics, or if you're gonna do psychedelics, I think you have to be secure. You have to be aware of what you're doing, and doing in a secure way, in a good way, not just having fun and just I don't know. It's my idea. So have a good trip with psychedelics, and thank you for having me in this program.
You know, right there, what's amazing about all this, like, these are like, what, how many stories? So many, so many. Now, nobody's jumping off fucking buildings. Nobody's eggs head are frying up. Everything is a revelation. But now we'll add something else to that. But now these are called drugs, okay? Because every one of these stories is the same. How are they drugs? Because the guy's living a better life. Wait, you can't do that. He's gotten out of his consciousness and not living what we're told, these ideologies. He found joy. Wow. Well, he found joy. He didn't jump out of a building. He found
that love is truth.
If love is
truth,
now
is
this
love.
but every one of these stories is the same. Every one. But these are drugs. These fuckers have lied for so long. And they've just manipulated and lied to us. And it's sad.
Well, I loved him. I love so many things about him. I loved his youth.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, because most of the time we see that it's like our age that's coming to this. And here's this young guy who's finding these revelations. I love how he said the connection from psilocybin. Right. I say it every time. Psilocybin is the great connector. It is the great connector. It connects you to source. Whatever source is for you, it connects you to that. It connects you to other human beings and every other species on this planet. And it connects you to Mother Earth.
And you see how he did it? He understand every time he was making a judgment, he would, like when he said, if you want a recreational, I find it that he wants to do it for himself or this. And listen, that's how we feel too. I mean, if you want to do this recreational, it shouldn't be, you're still going to get the healing aspect from it, I think is what he was saying there.
That was amazing. I love these psychedelic stories. I think it's so important. And here's what I think when I'm listening to him, if I was somebody who had never done this before, I would want to go do that and see what he's talking about. I would want to find what he found. I'd want to seek that out.
Mm-hmm. But like he said too, you got to be ready. I mean, you got to be ready. You got to be ready for a lot of change.
You have to be prepared and educated because this is not easy. And like Sonia was saying, it's not fun. It's not joyful to go and do some of these medicines. The joy that you take from it is there, but the actual experience itself most times is not super pleasant.
Yeah, because trauma, like she said, is a disease, and we rid our disease. Most of it's painful.
I used to say it all the time. Dis-ease of the mind and the soul causes disease in the body. And I'll believe that till the day I die.
Well, great show today. I love the little hoopla on your head today.
What's that?
This thing. Whatever that thing is.
Thanks.
You remind me back in the Grease days with that jean jacket, you know?
Okay. We're gonna go now. Thank you very much.
Ciao.